Adapted from the Consciousness and the Nature of Reality book by Dr. Farid Mostamand. What if your thoughts aren't trapped in your skull, but flowing through an invisible field that connects all living things? What if consciousness isn't just a byproduct of the brain, but a force of nature as fundamental as gravity or light? For centuries, ancient philosophers spoke of a shared mind, a field that binds all beings. Today, physicists are beginning to wonder, were they right? This is not science fiction. This is the next frontier of science and consciousness. And it begins with one radical question. Is consciousness the hidden field behind reality?
Is consciousness the fifth force of the universe? This is really the heart of the consciousness field hypothesis, the idea that consciousness is not a product of the brain, but actually a field, subtle, invisible, yet foundational. It does not arise from the physical, it gives rise to it. In this view, your awareness is not isolated in your body. You are not a self-contained observer of a separate universe. You are a local expression of a non-local field, wave cresting briefly upon an infinite ocean of awareness. Science has long recognized that the world is made of fields. The electromagnetic field gives rise to light and other forms of radiation. The gravitational field bends space and holds galaxies together. Quantum field theory describes all particles as excitations in underlying fields that fill all space. So why should consciousness be any different? A consciousness field would be a fifth force, subtle, perhaps undetectable by current instruments. It would explain why awareness exists at all. Why does the universe have the capacity to be known? The idea is not new. The sages of the Upanishads called it Brahman, the field of being, pure and indivisible. The Taoists spoke of the Tao, the underlying reality that gives birth to form and flows through all things. In Sufism, Rumi tells us, the universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you already are. These were not metaphors. They were ontological claims. And now, physics may be catching up. If consciousness is a field, then the brain is not its source but its recipient, like a radio that tunes into signals already in the air. Each person becomes a unique modulation, shaped by biology, culture, memory, and attention. But the signal itself, the field, is shared. It is universal. This would explain much that eludes neuroscience. The so-called hard problem of consciousness, how subjective experience arises from matter, dissolves. Experience does not arise from matter, matter arises from experience. Or rather, both derive from the same source, the field of consciousness. It also offers insight into strange phenomena often dismissed by mainstream science: telepathy, synchronicity, intuition, and collective consciousness. If consciousness is non-local, extending beyond space and time, then connection without contact is not paranormal, it is natural. The field model allows for resonance. When two minds enter a state of shared attention, whether in meditation, prayer, or deep conversation, they may tune to the same frequency of the field. They may cohere. As in quantum systems, coherence amplifies connection. And it works in reverse too. Hatred, fear, and division introduce noise into the field. They create dissonance. The field becomes turbulent, like a pond disturbed by violent winds. But love is coherence itself. It is the harmonization of minds across space and time. To love is to remember the unity beneath the illusion of separation. Scientists such as Roger Penrose, Henry Stapp, and David Bohm have proposed models that suggest this deeper field. Bohm spoke of the implicate order, a realm beneath space and time from which reality unfolds. He envisioned consciousness as a process of enfolding and unfolding, where the observer and the observed emerge from the same underlying wholeness. In quantum physics, the vacuum is not empty, it teems with potential. Fluctuations arise and vanish. Particles appear out of nothing. Perhaps consciousness is the knowledge of this field, not content but context, not thought but the capacity for thought, a pure presence, always aware. This hypothesis also carries profound ethical implications. If all beings arise from the same field, then to harm another is to wound the field itself. To heal another is to restore coherence. Compassion is no longer just a virtue, it is physics. It aligns with the nature of reality. So, spiritual practice, meditation, prayer, and silence, these can all be understood as techniques for attuning to the field. You know, they're not about escapism. Really, they're about returning. They help quiet the noise of the personal mind, so that the universal field can, well, shine through. In mystical states, people often describe a feeling of merging with something vast and intelligent, a sense of boundless love, timeless presence, infinite knowing. If consciousness is a field, these are not hallucinations. They are glimpses of what is always there, beneath thought, beneath form, beneath self. To live with this awareness is to shift from identification with the wave to remembrance of the ocean. It is to see others not as strangers but as mirrors, not as obstacles but as sacred expressions of the same light. You are not a closed system. You are not alone. You are a ripple in the great sea of awareness. And the field is not somewhere else. It is right here, right now, breathing through you, seeing through your eyes, and loving through your heart. And when you listen, not just with your ears, but with your being, you may hear it whisper, I am you. I have always been you. I am in the field in which all things arise and return. I am the consciousness that gives the universe its soul.
This video is adapted from the Consciousness in the Nature of Reality book by Dr. Farid Mostamand, a book that blends ancient wisdom, Rumi's poetry, and the frontiers of quantum physics to help you rediscover who you truly are. Subscribe, share, and explore the whole book to awaken to the deeper reality behind all things.